So I started off the work week today with a meeting this morning. It was with a special ed director and also an AS teacher, and we are looking to support her classroom. So going in, getting an idea of what she needs, that was kind of the introductory meeting today. And then we set up a game plan to go into their classroom and then also meet with their paras that they have inside of that classroom in order to support them in ABA and VB training. So ever since then, I'm like winded, guys. But ever since then, I've been doing some administrative work. I had to send out an email about an upcoming meeting that I have next week. And then I sent a few other emails that I needed to get done. So I've been spending a little bit of time this morning because today is going to be a work from home day. It's not like that every day. So I'm actually very grateful for it. I feel as though the past couple weeks have been very busy, especially when it comes to travel. So I'm grateful for the start of the week this week to be at home. So today I'm doing a couple of different items. One, I'm preparing for coaching, which I am supporting one school through a grant that's coming down through the state, the Department of Pennsylvania. And so I'm going to be going into a kindergarten classrooms at this school and coaching them through ECRI, which is Enhanced Core Reading Instruction. So now that I'm a trainer, I can go in and start supporting and coaching them. So I'm preparing a couple of things and I'll show you those in just a little bit. And then I'm also going through and setting up and looking at a slide deck for an upcoming presentation in December. It is the week before Thanksgiving, and I know if I don't start looking at it now, that time is going to approach very quickly. So let me show you guys what I'm doing for the coaching component. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to do is leave messages. I have sticky notes, but I wanted something a little bit different. I really hate this lighting. I'll move it over here. But I wanted to do something just a little bit different, cuter. So I made these really quick, which it's like thoughts from my visit or something great that I saw. Here's what I saw. Just kind of able to leave a quick note so that they have an idea of, what was I there for? What was I observing? That kind of thing. But I want it to be very positive. I want the visits to be positive because this is a really big change for them. And sometimes change is scary. So I'm cutting those out. The other thing that I saw, and I actually got this idea from Google, so it's not my idea, but a Bravo book. So I'm going to make each of them a Bravo book. They're just going to be stapled so that if they want to keep track of either sticky notes or some of these messages that I keep, they can put them inside of here and kind of reflect and look back at them as we go throughout the year. So that is my current to-do. Other than that, it's a lot of just messages. It's a lot of just cleaning up, organizing things, getting things set up. I've also started to use Notion, which is like an online productivity site that it's also an app on your phone. Totally free, but you can help to organize your life a little bit. And so with now being outside of the classroom and not having lesson plans that run my life, but more so having to-dos, projects, and my calendar run my life, I needed something a little bit different. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, doing this a little bit different. Hopefully that you guys can see and get a general idea. So this is my Notion Basecamp. My Basecamp is kind of like my catch-all. It's going to have everything that I need in this one little area. And so I can access everything. So I have on the left-hand side, I have my to-dos that I can easily click off. What's nice is that I can organize and filter these if I want to do to-dos that are only specific for today versus the week, or all of my to-dos, which right now it just shows all of them. I also have current projects that I'm working on, and then I have an area for all of my notes. So if I was to go to my professional development stuff, and I've just started using this, so it's not completely done, but I can go to any of these items. So you can see here, this was an MTSS PBIS conference that we had. And so for each session that I went to, I took notes. And so I can go through and open up those notes, and it will give me everything that I took. So I have screenshots, I have just general notes that I've taken, but everything's in there for me. So I have all my notes. I also have one that I'm going to be making for coaching so that I can keep a log of coaching and just talking points that as I go through. So I really need to make sure that I have that defined and ready to go. Then I have YouTube videos that I've started to work on. And then in the center, this one's fun, you have the Pomodoro method. So currently I have it for 25 minutes because I am not a very focused person. I have a fun little quote here. And then I have like cozy vibes. Like I like a good video to just like chill me out, to be productive, along with some songs, like just music. Harry Potter is typically my go-to. I also have a current reading section, which I'm really into right now. So I can have all of the books that I'm currently reading. And then as I read, I can track the percentage for it. And then I can also take notes for each of the different sections. So I will read through it, highlight what I need to highlight, and then I will go back through and type it up to kind of contain it all in one space, because I'm really bad about going back to books and actually looking at what I'm doing, so or what I've read and what I've gathered. So I really like this little setup. Now this is all entirely a template. And so I have like some extra things here that I still have not sorted through, but I'm still kind of working on it. So that is my life. This is kind of how I organize everything that I need to organize. I would really like to figure out how to get my calendar on here, but that is something that I might be able to do a little bit later on today. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I completely failed yesterday because I forgot my camera, and I was out all day yesterday, and really, to be honest, it wouldn't have been really great content anyways, but here's what I ended up doing. So I had to come to a meeting at the office in the morning. That lasted pretty much until lunchtime. I got in the car, rushed to an elementary school that's about 20 to 30-ish minutes from here. Which is where I spent the rest of my afternoon. Didn't get out until about 4:30. By the time I was able to drive home, because it's an hour away from my house, it was like 5:30 at night. So I didn't have a ton of things to really share. So the meeting itself yesterday morning was working with student supervisors, like student services supervisors for the IU. And we were collaborating on just building a site for our teachers and districts and for supervisors, for everyone and anyone to know where to go when they need to find information on a specific topic. So we did that. And then afterwards we had kind of a debriefing just as far as like the tech people goes, like the staff developers. And then in the afternoon, I am an ECRI trainer. And so I went to an elementary school where I am going to be working with them a lot this year, going in every single week to be able to coach kindergarten teams. Next year, we're going to bring on first grade teams for ECRI. And so we were providing the PD for administrators yesterday. So that was about a 3.5-hour session. Lots of content to go through, lots of really great conversations, but I was very, very tired by the end of it. This morning, I am back at the office. I have a literacy team meeting this morning, so everybody who is on the literacy initiative is going to end up being there, along with the supervisors, and we're going to have some discussions about certain things that are on our agenda items, and then I get out at 10 o'clock, and then I get to go back home. So I have Sheets coffee, which I am now a huge fan of because it's way cheaper than anything else. And then I ended up getting these little like nature fig bars because I'm starving. Also very good. So that is where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my stuff out, heading into the office so that I can get myself situated because I have about 10-ish minutes before we get started. So I came back home. I brought Chick-fil-A with me. It's all gone. Oh, it's a little Christmas cup with my hair stuck to it, but that's fine. So I had Chick-fil-A. My husband, Trent, and I ate lunch. He has been feeling under the weather for the past few days, so he is in bed hanging out. I had a meeting that I had to do, so I finished that up just now. And in between eating, starting my meeting, I spent a little bit of time reading my letters book. So I'm currently undergoing the process of being letters trained. I am not going to become a trainer, but I'm being trained in letters. So I took out the book because one of the presentations that I'm going to be doing in December is on advanced phonics. So I've been working with one specific school where I've come in and I've done like a science of reading introduction, I've done phonemic awareness, and then I've done basic phonics with them, but now I have to work on an advanced phonics slide deck. That is going to be a presentation that I'm doing like mid-December, but I have a lot of things happening in between that I want to make sure that I'm making some leeway in. Is that the right word? Probably not. I'm making some efforts in getting that completed. So this is what I've been looking at. So if you have never seen any of the letters books, this is volume 1. I'm going to do volume 2 next year, but I'm being trained in this one for college credit hours this year. So it breaks down into challenges with reading, so reading difficulties, and really going into like the science behind it. For Unit 2, it starts to go into phonemic awareness, phonological awareness. For Unit 3, it's really about the basic phonics, and then 4 is more of the advanced phonics. So I've just been going through, highlighting some points here, making sure that I am picking up on some pieces that I want to include inside of the presentation, cross-check some of that research that I have in there. But I spend some time doing my reading and pulling together some of those resources. The only other thing that I have to do now, other than check emails as I continue to get them, is that I need to go through and pack up my things for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be my first coaching experience for ECRI. It's the first time of us going in and really, I've been into their classrooms before, but never to really look at the implementation, the fidelity of ECRI. So I need to put together a bag because I am finding that I'm just carrying all the things. I'm a bag lady, apparently. And I want to leave goodies. I want to leave something that makes them feel good, like a feel-good note. So I have the Bravo books that I showed you guys before, where I ended up making those. And then I also have the little notes that I can carry with me. But I need to be able to access these fairly quickly. So here's what I've been doing. I've been using a backpack. So this is the backpack that I use. However, it gets very full, very fast when you have all the technology things that you have to carry, because you need dongles, you need presenters, you need computer charger. I'm the bag lady. So now my hope was to maybe transition this other bag that I have. So this is the next bag that I have. It's a Toomey bag that my parents got me. Actually, it was one that my mom used, and then she wasn't using it anymore. My dad got her one that has like 4 wheels on it. This one only has, 2 wheels on it. But my dad got my mom one with 4 wheels, and my mom gave me this. So inside, what's really nice is if I can do this with one hand, is that this folds down all the way, so I could put my laptop in it if I really wanted to. But I have been using this to tote around all my presentation materials. So I have a Toomey red bag. My sister moved to Amsterdam, and so she was giving away a bunch of stuff this summer. And inside of this, hold on, let's sit you down. Does that work? Okay, so inside of this red bag here, it's a makeup bag. So inside of the red bag, I have cords and dongles that all go here. I have batteries, charging blocks, and then presenter clickers that I have to tote around. Because you just never know when you're going to need it. Technology is just, you just never know. So we have that. I also have extension cord, because there are times when I'm in rooms, the tables are in the middle, I need my computer, need a charger because I use my computer all day long. And so having this to where I can just connect and still be able to use it is really, really helpful. Then I also have, I'm telling you guys, I'm the bag lady. This one, which is just another makeup bag, which I could probably condense, to be honest, which is what I might do. But I have this, which is really helpful when you're presenting to adults who don't like to stop talking. Pens, all sorts of like scissors, other items. There's like post-it notes, that kind of stuff that's in here. And then I also have a microphone. So in case I am in a really big room and my voice just doesn't carry, because it's really hard to yell across the room when you have like 70 to 80 people that you're presenting to, this is a little wireless mic charger that connects to my phone. And then from my phone, I can then connect it to this guy, which is a speaker that I can put in the middle of the room. So this thing will have sound all the way around, and it allows me to present, again, without having to yell. So that is also a must, but I don't need to have it for when I am presenting. The other thing I have is a projector. So bought a projector, and I have a like small tripod that I put inside of my car that I can do this. But look how cute this guy is. Look how cute. So I have a little projector for when I need a projector, because there have been times where projectors have died on me, or it's not connecting to my laptop because my laptop's an Apple. They use Dells and things are not functioning correctly, and it's super frustrating. So I have all these things. Do I need to have these things every single day? No, I don't. Could I have a second setup for those specific items for when I go to a school, things go wrong, and I need to go to my car and get my backup materials? I probably could, because it would be really beneficial to have this guy, sorry guys, this guy here when I'm presenting, especially, that sun is terrible, especially, or not presenting, hold on. Sorry guys. I had to move because the lighting was really bad, but it would be really nice to have this rolling one on top of my backpack, so that when I need to take any of the ECRI materials or any of those other books, presentation pieces, I have two things that I can carry, because this bag also does something really nice. Okay, here's the bag. And see, it's a roller, but this bag can then go like that. So then I have it as a rolling piece. That way, I can carry all the things that I have to carry without feeling like I'm huffing and puffing because I'm lugging all the bags. Did I just answer my own question? This is probably the biggest conundrum that I have right now. I feel like the other one was my calendar and really working with that, but I feel like I'm starting to get into a good rhythm with Notion, which is super helpful. But when it comes to having to tote stuff, like I have to take with me, here's just kind of some examples. I have fidelity checklists. I have scaffolding checklists that I have with me. I also have routine cards that I have to keep with me. I also have my clipboard materials to keep with me. And then I have their books. So I have like a curriculum set of the books that they are using currently. So I probably should take, I think they're on Unit 1 right now. I should probably take Unit 1 and Unit 2 so that I can look and see where they are. I don't know. Maybe I just don't take this for tomorrow. Now I'm just talking. Okay, so I'm gonna figure all of that out. I'll let you end up knowing how it goes. But for now, I'm gonna end this here today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So today was a little bit of a fail because I brought my camera and I was never able to record a single thing. So I am currently driving back home and I have you propped up on my dashboard. I'm gonna cross my fingers that that thing does not end up falling and that you can also hear my voice. So today was a very, very busy day. I ended up staying at the elementary school a lot longer than I had anticipated. So I was there this morning. I met up with somebody from Patton who I am working with to support this school in enhanced core reading instruction, which is part of a grant that the state is going through. And it was our first coaching day. I mean, I'm coaching. So I went into a few of the classrooms. Some of them their schedule was a little bit crazy because of Thanksgiving feast that they were doing. They had book fair going on. And so we recognized that we were not able to get into everybody's room, but we got into the people that we needed to get into. So I saw a few reading specialists. I saw some teachers, and they're doing great things. I mean, are there things that we could definitely improve on? Yeah, absolutely. It's something brand new. They're not going to be perfect, but I saw so many wonderful things and I left with smiles. I was able to work with a couple of kiddos, one of which who was distracted, and another one I got to kind of help and assist with pencil formation and how do we hold a pencil. And so I showed them my little pincher trick. So you point the pencil to you on your table and then you pinch it and flip it, and that's how you can help them create that formation that they need to have when writing. So that was really fun. The crazy part ended up happening because in the middle of the day when we had a big break, because there's one teacher who has their reading stuff in the afternoon, but I needed to get onto a meeting. So there was no internet working at the school. So I had to go into my car. I tried to do it in my car, but the service has been wild here. And so I ended up making it to a Panera where I was able to jump on the call. I did go ahead and eat while I was there at Panera. I mean, how do you not do that? And I mean, I tucked myself in the little corner and I did the best that I could with what I had going on. The car situation was just not happening, guys. My phone overheated at one point. I kept disconnecting. It was just a bit of a mess. So I'm glad I had Panera there to back me up on allowing me to do my meeting. So once my meeting was done, I headed back over to the school and I did my last observation. And for this coaching piece, I chose to not offer any sort of, hey, here's something that you could do next time. I chose to just really point out the great things that they're doing. So I had those little pages that we talked about that I had made earlier in the week. And I just left them little notes and I left them each some candy. And I just kind of left at that point. I took some notes off on the side just so that we have some touching points for PLCs and then also for our PD sessions that we're going to end up doing. But yeah, first day of coaching, guys, it is down. And what's interesting is tomorrow I'm coaching again, but I'm coaching at a different school. So this is going to be a charter school near me, so I don't have as far of a drive because this is about an hour drive for me. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, kind of supporting with coaching. It's my first time really getting to meet any of the teachers, which they haven't met me. So it'll be nice to kind of meet them and get a feel for what they're like. I'm not going to do anything except maybe leave them candy. So I won't do anything else, but yeah, it's been a very, very busy week, and I feel bad that I have not been able to open up this camera and talk to you guys at all. But I have a little bit of a drive, and then I'm going to be heading home, unpacking my things, getting everything organized and charged yet again for tomorrow. And hopefully I don't have any internet issues tomorrow. That's going to be the flipping goal here. So that's going to be it. I'm going to leave you guys here, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, I should pay attention to the road. It's really beautiful, beautiful little countryside. I really, really love it. So this is me attempting to prove that I actually went to work this morning. So I was at another school doing some coaching sessions for ECRI again. It was myself and 2 other people who went. And this is my attire. It's very similar to yesterday's attire, except I have a different jacket on. There is no judgment. You are not allowed to judge me. But now I have decided I'm taking a half day. So I'm going to take the rest of the day off and spend some time cleaning out my office. And then I want to show you guys a few activities that I've put up inside of the Bridging Literacy community that hopefully it sparks some inspiration if you're not part of my community. And if you would like to be part of my community, definitely sign up for the waiting list so that you can get first access to be able to join once we open it back up. So this is me all nice and dressed. Now I'm going to dress out of this. If you have made it this far into the video, I am very proud of you. You deserve a reward. I don't know what, but like, high five, way to go. I am so proud that you stayed. So thank you very much for doing that. Today is Saturday morning. Actually, I have been working on getting this video edited. Actually, not me. My husband has been working on getting the video edited for today when you're watching this, which is probably Sunday morning. And I realized I never came back Friday evening because I was just exhausted, guys. Like, it was busy. It's been a busy 3 weeks of lots of traveling, going back and forth. And so I just decompressed, which is sometimes very much necessary. But I did want to share really quick because I had some activities that I wanted just to give you a little bit of inspiration. I also have some like behavior management tips and tricks that I want to give you inspiration for. So that is what we're going to do now. I have my little scenic view, which is a Christmas view behind me. Same things that I used to do when I was in the classroom. I like to kind of bring a little bit of that into my workspace because it just calms me. I enjoy it. Okay, so let's chit chat about some of these activities. So one of the things that I've really been working on with my team, it's just me and another person. If you want to include my husband in that, you can totally do that. But we have been working a lot with just getting some activities on that are collaborative, engaging, that are great practice activities when you need for students to practice different things. And so recently we've been doing a lot of games, card games specifically, board games, a couple of board games in there, but mostly card games when it comes to grammar concepts. So let me show you what this one looks like. So one of the very first games that we made was like a basic parts of speech practice. It is so interesting that in all the years that I've ever taught, every single grade, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, required some form of practice when it came to reviewing parts of speech. So this is parts of speech spoons. There are different words that are on the back of them. Oops, this one's upside down. So you can see you have some different words. You have verbs, nouns, adjectives, interjections. I also think that adverbs are an option. Now, If you are in the community, you want to print these out, you don't have to print all of them out. You can select the parts of speech that you want your students to review. That way you can have them reviewing only specific things. But we did put a bunch of different options in there. While you can see like the deck is pretty thick. So what I'm very excited about, because this took me way longer than I expected it to take, but the words are on one side, and then on the other side, you have the card game. Like what the card game is, makes for great storage, easy. You don't have to label anything. You put it inside of a Ziploc bag and you're good to go. So with this game, you would have a group of like, I would say 4 kids. I would do no more than 5. So 4 to 5 students inside of a group. You want to give them these cards, which end up spelling spoon out. So there are 2 sets of them, and you can give 1 to each one, including a deck of cards. So students will sort out the cards. They will deal it out. One person, each person will get, I think it's 4 cards. And then the whole thing is that it goes really, really quick, is that you want to get 4 of a kind. So the students are looking for 4 nouns, 4 verbs, 4 adjectives. But the trick is that the person who's the card dealer is going to pull a card. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's say I have my 4 cards. So I will pull the card if I'm the dealer, look to see what it is, and then choose to get rid of one. The one that I get rid of will go to the person next to me. That card, then they will figure out what it is, decide if they want to keep it or which one they want to discard, and they will keep going around. The person who's on the very end of me will take the card and discard it, and then I will continue to pick it up. So I'm always grabbing from the deck. The last person is always putting one in the discard pile, and it keeps going until somebody gets 4 of a kind. When they get 4 of a kind, they try to grab a spoon. So they will say spoon and they grab a spoon, and everybody else has to grab a spoon as quick as possible, okay? And so then it's just, you can make it a point base. You can have them try to collect different cards to be able to be the first person to make the word spoon. It's up to you how you choose to do it. Typically, if you want to do these, you might need to have more of these letters. So probably like 2 or 3, or maybe 1 for each group. So, I'm sorry, 1 for each student in the group. So if you have 4 students, you want to be able to spell 4 spoons. So that way everybody's kind of rushing to build the word spoon to be the first person, and then that person ends up being the winner. So they keep playing until they build the word spoon. So very fun. Again, I'm very proud of this. It's the simple things in life, guys. But that is 1 card. So I like this because it's quick practice, it's collaborative, it's teaching so many different concepts, taking turns with students. They're having to use quick, they're looking for the combinations very quickly. There's executive functioning that's involved with it. So lots of really great reasons why games are fantastic. Plus, it's something that you can get your kids to do, and they're gonna wanna play this over and over again. So they're constantly practicing an important concept that you're teaching them, but doing it in a really, really fun way. So very excited about this one. I think my camera cut me off. So I need to tell you about this one. So the second game is called Slap It. Now, I've heard of this game before. I feel like my students have played this game. However, last year when I was teaching, it was very prominent inside of my classroom. My kids loved the game Slap It. So we incorporated this one into it. Now, this one is Slap It Interjections. If you are somebody that's inside of my community and you would like to see various versions of Slap It, like Slap It adjectives, Slap It nouns, Slap It verbs, so on and so forth, let me know, because that is something that we can definitely try to provide other options for, so that way you're always doing the same game, but you're kind of changing up the concept that you're going to be teaching. So with this card game, same idea. You have the words on one side, and then on the other side is going to be the label that tells you what it is. Again, I'm very, very proud of this. So Slap It Interjections, the way it works is it's a 2-player game. I guess you could do more people if you wanted to do more people. So you shuffle the deck and you sort them out to all of the people within that are playing the game. And then one by one, you will put down a card and you have to look at what the card is, but you cannot look at the card before. So as a player, I would have the game up top and then I would put it down. And then if I put down an interjection, I have to be the first to slap it. So even if I put it down, I don't need necessarily be the one that slaps it first. The first person who slaps it, has their hand on the card, is going to be the person who receives all the cards underneath it. The first player in the game to get all of the cards becomes the winner. So it's a very, very quick, simple game, but it's one that students really enjoy. And again, they're practicing a concept that's really important. So if you're teaching interjections, this would be a really great option. Now, there are other games that are out there, but these are the two that we have just recently finished up, and I've had them printed, and I was very proud of the fact that I had those printed that way. But there are other options that are out there. Now, if you're somebody that's sitting here like, Bridget, what is this community, girl? Like, what are you talking about? Let me tell you about it. So the Bridging Literacy Community is a community for 3rd through 6th grade teachers who are literacy teachers. So this is all about supporting you in reading, writing, and also grammar. And it's about building a framework for you to support you along this journey of literacy instruction. So what we not only do is we provide you with the professional development that you need. So currently one that we've been putting out is the science of reading. And in the science of reading, we're helping upper elementary teachers understand the science of reading and what it means for them, because a lot of the science of reading that's out there is really geared towards lower elementaries. And let's just be honest, upper elementary teachers are teachers too. They need to have this training as well, which is really important. So we're embedding a lot of these trainings in there, but we're also making sure that we're supporting them with anything else they need. If you have questions that you need, if you need somebody to look over something, that is what we are here for. We want to support you in this journey where you feel as though you may not have that support within your school system, because let's just be honest, things are crazy right now in education. So not only do we provide professional development, but we also provide resources. So we have resources that are really going to engage students. We build in a lot of collaboration and engagement to really just make reading and writing fun for kids. And then if you are somebody that does not have a core program, and while a lot of these materials would support as like a supplemental component for their core programs, this is also a great place for you to get guidance in what do you teach? What do you teach it? How do you teach it? So it's all of those questions that you might have as far as what does the progression look like? How should we be teaching these concepts to students? And what are some of those really good instructional practices that we need to be embedding in classrooms? That is what Bridging Literacy does. And so right now it is closed, but if you want to join the waiting list, we're going to leave a link for you so you can go and check that out. Send me an email, let me know. If you want to join, it is going to be opening up very, very soon and only for a very short amount of time. In fact, if you really want it, guys, there's going to be a little something that happens, I don't know, maybe like around Thanksgiving. If you really want to check it out and get a part of the community, this is going to be the time to do it, because it's like one day. So join the email list. I'm going to throw that link there too so that you guys can see it. And yeah, there's going to be more activities, more games that are in there. Very excited about those. But now let me show you a couple of tricks for building some of that engagement with your students when you feel as though you're lacking when it comes to your students getting involved and feeling engaged in the lessons that you're teaching them. So I attended a couple of conferences the past couple of weeks, and there were two things that they shared with us during these conferences that I was like, oh my gosh, my community needs to know about this so that they can go and try to implement it and see if it really works for them and their students. And this is not meant to be a all year round. It's like during those times when you really need engagement from your kids and you need to bring them back together and try to keep that engagement as much as possible. Holiday times is a perfect time to do it, because let's just be honest, we're all thinking about the holidays and we're not thinking about learning. So here are the activities that you could try out. Okay, so the first one is called a pep ticket. Now, this was something that was in a conference, and so the presenter said that as you participate and either you kind of give responses, you raise your hand, you ask questions, whatever it might be, you're going to receive a pep ticket. So they assign somebody to help with the pep ticket. You can kind of put it either in a little pouch, put it in your pocket, and just kind of hand them out as students are participating. It's a little bit easier for classroom teachers other than presenters, because presenters are dealing with a really, really big room, whereas you just have your classroom. So you can print out a little ticket like this. And then there is a little line right here that the student would write their name on it. And so the idea is to keep students engaged and making sure that they're asking questions, they're participating, they're doing all the things that they're doing. You could just hand out a pep ticket. So if a student raises their hand, they participate, they give me a response, I give them a pep ticket. Another student responds, I give them a pep ticket. And so the students would then collect their pep tickets. And then at the very end of the lesson, they would write their names on it. You would take like a brown paper bag and you would collect all of the pep tickets. And then you could do some drawings. Now the drawings can be for like small things if you wanted to do pencils, like candies, treasure box items, whatever it might be. But if you've been following me for a little bit, then you know that I also have a gumball machine. Love my gumball machine. It's a game of chance. The kids enjoy it. They never know what they're going to get. It's kind of one of those fun things that just keeps them coming back over and over and over again. So if you have something like that where they can just go and maybe get some form of a coupon for something and have this kind of game of chance, it would be really, really fun. So pep tickets are great to just keep that engagement. Another option, and this was at a different conference that I had attended. It was at an ABA VB training that I had gone through for autism classrooms. But what was so cool about this is that everybody received a sticky note. And so during the presentation, the presenter would basically say, if you responded to that, because she would ask for choral responses. So like if you responded to that, give yourself a tally mark. And so everybody would give themselves tally marks. And then if somebody asked a question or she asked them a question and they responded, she would say, give yourself 2 tally marks. And then you would give yourself 2 tally marks. And then all throughout, you're just gathering tally marks. Okay, you're just trying to get tally marks. And what I found is that I was pretty honest when it comes to this. Like I felt like, I could give myself a tally mark, but I didn't really do it. So I didn't give myself a tally mark. So you could have your students give yourselves tally marks. And then at the very end of it, depending on how many tally marks they have, you can have kind of these like zones. So like if you did 5 to 10 tally marks, you're going to get something from here. If you did 10 to 15, you're going to get something from here. If you did 15 to 20, you're going to get something from here. So you can give different options. And again, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be an eraser, a pencil, a sticker. It could be a trip to the gumball machine if you wanted to do a gumball machine, whatever you want it to be. But it's a really great way to kind of, again, keep that engagement if you want to have engagement inside of your classroom and you're doing something that's whole group. Have your kids give themselves tally marks. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me, how does this work? Try it out inside of your classrooms. Let me know, how does it work? Come back to this video, please put it into the comments. I am so curious and I so wish that I would have tried something like this inside of the classroom, because again, it's not an everyday thing. It's during those times when you really just need to pull them back together, because sometimes it's just hard, which I recognize. So you guys let me know how this works and how it goes. I am so fascinated by it. I just need to know. But okay, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I do apologize that it felt like a little bit of a hodgepodge, but you know what? That's my life now. But it is totally fine. But guys, thank you again so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe if you have not already, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload a new video. I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will be back next time.